Hello, my name is Bong, a master degree student from Chungbuk National University, who was in charge of the presentation on the drive-thru based receive medicine and insurance claim system disease. This is the table of contents. We will present them in the order of the abstract: introduction, system configuration, system environment, web avatar, server, conclusion. 1 point. Abstract. Due to the recent corona crisis, the intact method is attracting attention worldwide. This study is to apply the drive-thru method to the actual cost insurance system. If the drug is administered in the drive-thru manner and the consumer proceeds with payment and insurance claim through the mobile app, the burden of quarantine at the pharmacy is reduced and the consumer can easily receive the drug and make an actual insurance claim, which help to improve the competitiveness of pharmacy. 2. Introduction. In order to prevent the spread of infectious disease due to the recent corona crisis, it is necessary to introduce drive-thru treatment and telemedicine. So, the government authorities are taking the lead in developing and distributing a standard drive-thru model in the medical field. In addition, since the implementation of the decision of labor, the importance of store locations such as hospital pharmacy has increased. In fact, due to the advantage of securing sales if it is located only next to a competent medical institution without any special business activities, the medical blind spot were rather increases as pharmacies were moved to a location close to hospital and clinics. Therefore, the paper introduced a drive-thru model to pharmacies to avoid unnecessary contact, thereby preventing the spread of infectious disease and at the same time solving the accessibility problem due to the distance from medical institution. In addition, it is possible to enjoy the effect of reducing disputes due to the location of drugstore according to the distance from medical institution and the effect of creating new store profit. The goal of the research project is to research and develop a drive-thru drug using an insurance claim system, and the goals of the development are shown in table 1. This table is final development goal of the system. 1. System solution for drive-thru drug using. Responsive, dynamic web-based drive-thrus drug dispensing system solution development. 2. Mobile web-based medicine management, credit card payment, receive insurance measurement system. Receive measurement for insurance claim to insurance companies. 3. Provision of claim automation service for medicine history to simply medical expense insurance claim. If the user simply enter the necessary information through the mobile web, the claim document is automatically completed and sent to the insurance company email address. 2. System configuration. The system is divided into 4 major components as shown in Figure 1. The first is the dashboard, where the pharmacists check the vehicle coming into the drive-thru, receive a prescription from the customer. The pharmacist enter the dashboard information and temporarily store the patient information on the server. The second is an outdoor panel. When the pharmacist uses the dashboard to inform that the preparation is complete, the customer gets on the vehicle and moves to the window where the medicine is delivered to receive the medicine. At the same time, a QR code for claiming insurance money is displayed on the outdoor panel, and the user can take a QR code using the base camera app on a smartphone to proceed with an actual insurance claim. The third is a user-side web app. When a customer entered additional information for claiming through the web application and signature to verify their identity, the server collects the information entered by the pharmacist, and the customer, and send an email to the insurance company of the customer's choice to make a real claim. The fourth is the server. The server was developed using the Spring framework, and the dashboard and outdoor panel were connected with Stomp, PubSub, and the React API to enable dynamic service. It is implemented to provide service to multiple customers at the same time. 3.1 Development Environment. The server was developed based on the latest LTS version of Java, Java 11 and Spring Boot. The Spring framework supports various services related to dependency injection, aspect-oriented programming, and persistence to facilitate dynamic web development and data management. Spring Boot is a sub-project of Spring that helps you to simply start a Spring project that needs to write a large amount of XML. The server is built as an executable Java file, and it does not contain platform-dependent code. So any platform that can run Java can run this server. In order to actively use the latest technology and to save development cost, the environment is mainly composed of open source. Spring projects typically use a template engine such as JSP or TimeLeap to develop their front end. However, this is not suitable for Spark development, so I use React as my front-end engine. To use React in the Spring Boot project, Maven build plugin, Protent Maven plugin was used, and the plugin built the React project during the project build process and merged it with the Spring Boot project. The server program executes distribution using Jenkins. When the source code is pushed to GitHub, Jenkins detects it and automatically builds it. Then run a simple shell script to deploy to the development server and run the server. (3.2) Drive-thru medication and life insurance claim process. By dividing each other work into parts and allowing the work to proceed sequentially, the possibility of error that could change the order is eliminated. In addition, the server used stump based on WebSocket instead of the old methods such as long polling to publish data to web app, reducing the load on the server. (3.3) Front-end configuration. Dashboard, outer panel, and guest-side web application must receive information from the server, update the UI, and respond to user input. For this dynamic web function, the web framework React was used. React implements SPI. SPI is single-page web application as a JavaScript library for user interface. React makes dynamic web development easily by dividing the UI into components and allowing each component to manage the state. React root was used to control access right and classify divide use so that the guest web app, dashboard, and outer panel were all accessed through different URL. URL domain dashboard is web app for pharmacist table or post machine, and domain panel URL is a web app displayed on an internally installed screen, and domain and user URL is web app for insurance claim for guest. 3.4 Web app avatar. This is a screen that describes simple information you need to know before making an insurance claim. After the first rendering done after accessing the QR code, access the URL address, set the UID, and confirm the user. This is the accident type select screen. It is structured so that the insurance claim can be made even if the insurance is not. Figure 5.2 and 5.3 are screened for receiving and maintaining important information during insurance payment. The information to be input on the screen consists of the date and time of the accident and other information related to the accident entered in figure 5.1, as well as the account and beneficiary information of the account holder. This is the signature and final document confirmation screen. To check the final document, the PDF preview image received by calling the API on the server side is shown to the user. implemented similarly to a general PDF viewer, since there is a problem with browser compatibility not available on iPhone in the method of directly receiving and displaying the PDF file from the server. It was implemented in a method of receiving and displaying the image. 3.5 server is modular. This system is composed of MVC structure, and the webmaid with React is in charge of the view, and the server is in charge of model of controller. The model refers to expressing the element handled by the application. The ER model of the database corresponding to model in this project is follows. Pharmacy entity ID and method for accessing the system are separately managed for each pharmacy so that multiple pharmacies can use the system at the same time. Claim session entity manages the claim session. The customer drive-thru process. When a customer enters the pharmacy drive-thru zone, the pharmacist initiated a new claim session. Behavior detected by the server, vehicle entry, movement, drug preparation, completion, QR code, shooting are managed with the persist attribute. Only one vehicle must enter the drive-thru zone to facilitate interaction with the pharmacist, so the claim session controlling being charged is exclusively managed. When the first session starts, the attached property is true, and new guests cannot be received until the corresponding property is switched to first. However, after the customer scans the QR code, there is no need to interact with the pharmacist anymore, so we switch the attitude property to first. Claim session entity data. This is where the data entered by the pharmacist and the data entered by the customer are collected during the drive-thru on sales process. Manage data with key value structure. So 5.2 controller. It is a module that receives requests from the web, perform service, and respond. In this project, REST controller has been implemented, and the APIs implemented so far as follows. Purpose: same color. Start a claim session. Create new session. Response body reduce session ID. Completion of preparation. URL drug prep complete. Request body session ID. Response body reshoot. Initial claim start. Same guest. URL is receive claim data. Request body is session ID. Response body is reshoot. Information input completed is lab claim document complete. Request body session ID company. Response body reshoot docs. Finally, claim compass URL is send email. Request body session ID and response body is reshoot. All response include reshoot boolean indicating the excuse. result of the corresponding API, and this property is used to allow the front-end developer to handle the error. The customer opened the web by talking a QR code containing session ID, which is a unique identifier for the billing session, and attach this session ID when calling the server API in the customer web application, so that it can be identified whether similarly the pharmacist has the session ID until the attached state of the billing session started by the pharmacist changed to false. 3.5.3 Service. Spring Controller is supposed to take the role of receiving API requests, performing appropriate business logic, and returning the result. However, if the controller performs only a simple interface role and the business logic is separated into the service layer, there are several advantages such as improved readability and easily testing. Currently, 6 services are implemented in this project, and the most important service is a creation of PDF document is charge of insurance claim. Conclusion. The system proposed in this paper introduces a drive-thru model to pharmacies and use data guaranteed during the drive-thru process to automation insurance claims so that user can combinatorily claim insurance. Through this, the contact between pharmacists and customers is minimized to minimize the spread of infectious disease, and the accessibility of medical institutions is increased to serve the accessibility program according to the distance. In addition, the competitiveness of pharmacies can be strengthened by automating actual cost insurance claim to provide convenient access to actual cost insurance that many pharmacies miss or do not apply for due to difficulties in the claim process. Thank you.